Were there any qualities your family gave you that you are most grateful for?
Hard work, that's one of the most important thing because you won't get it so easily. You have to keep working hard, and also whenever I used to lose when I was really young, obviously you feel sad.
Yeah.
Even yeah, it was the same with me. But they were like, it's okay, there's always the next time.
So, how do you manage coping up with failures in an individual sport where it's not a team?
Every individual would face that sadness or would feel bad whenever they lose the match or whenever they they come up with their failures. But it's very important that failure is not just you shouldn't think that it's just over. There's always a next time. You always have to keep working hard. So it's not that you shouldn't lose or you always have to win, which can't happen, and you always can't win. There will also be some losses. So you have to be strong and you have to come back stronger and face the challenge.
How do you discover your ability as a sports person? Was it easy to follow your passion?
Well, it wasn't easy, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it because I think you need to enjoy sport. You need to enjoy in whatever you do. It's not just that somebody had told you and it's like a forced thing where they told you and you just started playing and you're just winning for them. It should be for you. Like you need to be happy in what you do is what I feel. And well, it wasn't easy as I said because there were times where I kept losing, and people started asking me like, "What's happening? What's happening?" But I came back much more stronger, and I actually gave an answer with my racket. Is what I feel. So when people keep saying criticism always comes, so I feel you shouldn't really take it to your heart. Rather, you just have to just let it go, and you have to just think for yourself and what is good for yourself, and just not mentally spoil your mind.
Is there any routine or act particularly that you follow before big matches?
It's just that on that day, who plays well and gives their best is a winner is what I feel. And yeah, I've started with this meditation, as you know, the heartfulness meditation. So it really helps me. And I think that made a huge difference. At times, there were times where I used to get angry. You get angry with yourself, and you don't know what you're doing because you tend to lose points in the match, and you're so angry with yourself that fine, I'm losing and what to do, and show that anger onto yourself. But after this, I felt that you find your answers within you, and you just keep calm and you just keep going, and that is very very important for a player, and especially when you're playing long matches and when you're impatient. So that keeps you calm and just keeps you going because there were times where you lead up to like 7 points and you continuously lose points, and that is when you get impatient and you're like, okay, it's time to take break, and then you just like for a second you just close your eyes and open your eyes and then just get ready. So that is when these small changes really help you a lot, and it's very important to just keep calm and keep going rather than get impatient and you don't know what's going on. Everyone will think that okay, people want me to win. People's expectations are always there and responsibilities are always there. So that is when you think for yourself, okay, I need to win. But it's very important, and you need to understand that it's not for people you're playing, but it's for yourself. So you just go into the court and give your 100% and play for yourself. And if you win, it's also for the people and it's also for the country. So you need to understand that and just go onto the court and just give your 100% out there. Because if you think about others and if you think that okay, others want me to win, that would add extra pressure instead.
Would you say meditation has helped you with keeping you centered?
Yes, because before when I started off with the heartfulness meditation, slowly I understood what it is, and it makes a huge difference in your game where it keeps you under control. That when you're like extremely impatient or when you feel that pressure, it's just like calms you down, and you just play your game and nothing else comes into your mind. It's just the game, because when you're like game point or when you're leading and when you're about to finish a match, you have that anxiety in yourself where okay, what's next, so that is like okay, it keeps you calm and it keeps you going until the last point.
Now, you'd mentioned mental health is just as important as physical health.
Yeah,
Why do you think so? As in any sport?
because mentally and physically it's very important to keep yourself fit. if you're physically fit and mentally if you're not fit, I think that will not work. And if you're mentally fit and physically not fit, I think that also doesn't work. So it's equally important both ways. And especially talking about mentally being fit, where if you're not mentally fit, for example, you just go and you just play blindly and you don't know what's happening, and suddenly it's like you go blank and you don't know what to do. That is when, you know, mentally you need to be very, very fit, and you need to know what's happening in you and, you know, what needs to be changed. So in that way, it's very important to keep yourself mentally fit.
You have been practicing meditation for about 7 months now. And
More than 7 months, actually. Yeah.
do you think the youth must also
Yes.
take it up?
Yeah, definitely. I feel, I wish and hope that everyone should start doing meditation, because it's not that if you do meditation you will get success and you will just beat the world and stuff. But if you do meditation, it's good for yourself, it's good for your heart, and you will have a clarity and you will know what to do. It's not that you will achieve something, that's why you're doing meditation. No, it's not like that. You need to feel good within yourself, and you need to know what you're doing and what's happening, and you need to understand and agree to, okay, you know, now you've done this, and you need to understand, okay, this is because of something else, and you have to be okay with it, and you have to take it in a positive way. So that's why I feel, and I'm saying that meditation helps you. It's not that you shouldn't have any clue and why is it happening, but if you start doing meditation, you will have that clarity in your life, or you will have that clarity at that particular point, or anything, that okay, you know, this is what it is and this is what is happening. So you need to understand and go with it.
Thank you so much for such an open-hearted conversation with me. On behalf of the entire Heartfulness family, I wish you success.
Thank you so much.
All the best.